Measuring liquid ingredients using tablespoon. Hold the spoon level and pour the oil until it is full. For the sticky liquids, like honey, apply oil or butter inside the measuring spoon and pour the honey until it is full. Liquid ingredients also can be measured using volume measures. Measuring dry ingredients using cups. Use the dip and sweep methods in measuring dry ingredients like granulated sugar, and scrape off the excess with a knife. However, for flour, it should be stirred up before put into the measuring cup or spoon because it gets easily compacted. Then, level off with the back of a knife. Cut the leek into half and then place a bay leaf, carrots, and some thyme in the center. Wrap the leek, herbs, and carrots to secure tightly with a piece of string. Presenting the bouquet garni. To prepare an onion brulee, first, peel the onion, trim off the root end and cut in half. Place the onion halves cut, sides down in a dry skillet over medium heat. Cook until the onion halves become charred and darken. Presenting the onion brulee. Place the cheesecloth on a flat working surface and put the herbs and spices in the center of the cheesecloth. Lastly, gather the edges of the cheesecloth in a circle and bundle them together to make a pouch with a string. Sachet the spices. Blanching is the process of removing the skin from vegetables by scalding them in boiling water for a few seconds to a minute, while parboiling refers to the process of boiling vegetables until they are partially cooked, which might take several minutes. Steps in preparing the carrots. Wash the carrots. Rinse them thoroughly under running water to remove dirt and other debris. Peel the carrots. Use a vegetable peeler to peel the outer skin. And then slice the carrots. Cutting carrots in smaller pieces helps them cook uniformly and avoids you from having to simmer them for too long. Steps in blanching the carrots. Prepare a bowl of ice water. You need this to stop the carrots from cooking after you boil them. Use a saucepan large enough to hold the carrots and fill it about 3/4 the way full. On the stove top, heat the water to a boil over high heat and season the water to taste by adding salt. Add the carrots to the boiling water and set a timer for 2 minutes. Transfer the carrots to the bowl of icy cold water. Set the timer for the same amount of time that they were blanched, and then let them cool for the same amount of time. When the time is up, pull them out of the water. Drain the carrots and pat them dry with paper towel. Steps in preparing carrots for parboiling. It has the same steps like in blanching, except for the time. It will be parboiling for 5 minutes and let them cool to a bowl of icy water. And then, drain them and pat them with a dry paper towel. Therefore, the carrots that have been undergone parboiling are slightly darker than the carrots that are blanched. Mise en place means to gather and arrange all ingredients and tools needed for cooking. There are 5 steps in mise en place activities. First, selecting tools and equipment. Second, measuring the ingredients. Third, preparing the ingredients. Fourth, flavoring foods. And lastly, preparing to cook. Ready the bowl a night before the day of cooking. Make sure to wash and sanitize it thoroughly. Cutting board. It is where the chicken breast plays, between 2 sheets of plastic wrap. Met mallet. It is used to tenderize the chicken breast. Plastic wrap. helps protect the chicken breast structure while pounding it with a meat mallet. Refrigerator. Cooktop. Cast iron skillet is the best pan to use in frying because it distributes heat evenly and maintains high temperatures for long periods. 3 baking pans, 1 for flour, 1 for beaten egg, and 1 for breadcrumbs. Instant read thermometer. It gives readings within a few seconds of being inserted in a food product. Wire rack and baking sheet. Oven. It is used to heat the food to a desired temperature. In cooking, it is essential to have a similar proportion and use the exact measures of the ingredients given. In measuring the chicken cordon bleu given ingredients, you can use a balance scale to check the weight of the chicken breast and ham. For dry ingredients like garlic powder, onion powder, all-purpose flour, and panko breadcrumbs, you can use measuring cups and spoons. In measuring the dry products, use the dip and sweep method. Dip the cup or spoon into the dry product and then sweep the excess product with the back of the knife. But for the flour, it should be stirred up before being put into the measuring cup or spoon because it gets easily compacted, then level off with the back of a knife. Always read the recipe from start to finish and always check on your prep list when is the right time to buy ingredients. But there are ingredients that you can do it your own. In the chicken cordon bleu given recipe, there is a breadcrumbs. And you can make it your own if you have available bread. In making a DIY breadcrumbs, first, grind chunks of bread in a food processor. The next and the last step, put the crumbs through a tamis or sieve to ensure that they are all the same size. And for the other ingredients, you can buy them on a mall, grocery, or online. The first step in the recipe states that sprinkle the chicken breast with salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. Using this technique, put the exact measures of spices into a bowl and rub or paste over the surface of the chicken breast to be flavored. Always remember to use enough pressure to ensure that the rub or paste adheres. And you can use disposable gloves when you applying the spices to prevent cross-contamination. In preparing the food, it needs to be dredged into flour, egg wash, and breadcrumbs. And it is essential and safe to follow the 3-step standard breeding procedure. This breeding process gives the food a relatively thick, crisp coating. Before doing this activity, always remember to use one hand to administer the liquid ingredients and the other hands to deal with the dry ingredients. First step, pat the tenderized chicken breast roll before dredging it in a flour. The flour seasoning helps seal the dish and allows the egg wash to adhere. Next step, dip the floured food in an egg wash. The egg wash will cause the crumbs to coat the item and form a tight seal when the food is cooked. In the third and last step, coat the food with the breadcrumbs. As you add more chicken rolled breaded things to the pan, line them up in a single layer. Do not stack them or the breading will fall out.